Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're going to be looking at very quickly on your screen is the difference between an unorganized commanding of your troops to a organized commanding of your troops. Now we will go into the exact different actions in another video. That is a whole different kettle of fish. But what we have here is when you simply press F1, F2 and you send them all into battle. Now this is simple, straightforward, and they charge into a direction towards that bubble over there, as you can see. But you do take a lot of casualties, as you can see, all the bones and stuff on the floor. But that's because they're running directly at it. There's no sort of defensive procedure. There's no form of sort of like the Romans, where they have the shields up front and sort of stagger forward and move forward and all that sort of good stuff. That's what you want to be looking at doing. You don't just want to send them charging, because they'll just get picked off from the sides, from both sides, from the ships and all sorts, and you just end up losing a lot of troops. So what we're going to look at now is, as you've just seen there, is that what happens when they charge forward like that versus when you actually get them to, well, actually organize your troops in a whole, in the whole. Now what I would first recommend is getting something called I can't remember the name of them, but they're sort of like shield. They have shields on the front. They always spawn at the front. So what we're looking at now is how an organized army looks. So you have your shields at the front. So as you just quickly seen there, and you sort of send them into a formation. I'll go into the formations at a later date, but as you can see, ignore that grenade. So as you can see, they're in a formation there. They've got shields at the front, who obviously deflect all the charge, all the ammo and the bullets that come flying at them, and then that leaves you to pick up at the side with a grenade launcher from the side. But your troops can also shoot over the shields, which is huge, because that then means they are not getting hit from the front, they're not getting hit from the sides, they're picking off stuff as it comes through, and they're just safer, and it means less losses through the whole match. Now, one of the fights beforehand took 4 or 5 minutes to do, because we were charging across the field and it was just an unorganized mess. But when it actually comes down to this, you just, as you see, no losses, no wounded. Boom, that's what you want. So what you would do there is all you're doing is setting them into a formation at front, like so, as you'll see again now on the screen. So you press F2 to put them into a formation and to move to that position in that formation. So they will always go facing like that, and then it takes them a minute or two to well, not even a minute or two, it takes them about 10-15 seconds to get into position, and you hold them there. And what you are trying to do is minimize your losses, minimize your angles that you can get hit on from the side. So that I'm just currently raining death on them, trying to reduce the numbers before they get here. But the shield guys at the front are absolutely massive. They are huge. I would invest as much money as you can in those. You can see what they look like on the screen, and when you're buying your troops from a planet, and I couldn't believe I did that. It was stupid. But they do move back into position if they break rank and they face towards the enemy, which is handy. But as you can see, those guys really do help. They really do save your troops' arses from getting absolutely handed to them. Now with this, I don't think they're that expensive either, but they are an absolute must get to first. And instead of pressing F1, F2, you move forward just by pressing F2 on, and you'll see a little pointer of where the troops are going to move to, and F2 will be the formation. So all you're doing is pressing F2 to move them. It is a very simple process, but take a lot less casualties, and it's basically how the Romans used to fight, with like the shields and in that impenetrable sort of movement. You do get some occasionally come around the side, but as you can see, they don't really last that long, because there's that many of them moved forward and together, and it's just a very good way of doing it. So this is a very quick guide on how to do that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you're liking these videos so far. This game is great. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and also drop me a comment on how you're getting on with this. This game is in early days, so I'm going to get a lot more videos done. But thanks, guys, and see you next time.